This video will illustrate how to animate your model results with ModelMuse. The first thing to do is to get the model looking the way you want it. So I'm going to show the active edge of the model, and I'm going to contour the model with the data set that I'm interested in. In this case, I know that the interesting data starts with stress period 40. So I'm going to select stress period 40, right there. Click Apply. Now, what you want, well, one other thing I want to do is actually I want to have different contours than what is shown here. So actually I have all those set up already, selected. And I want to go from 202.5 to 206.5. Let's copy that. And go back here. Specify contours. Edit contours. We'll just paste here. And I'm going to make, I've made 205, contour 205 thicker, so it's easier to pick that one out. Click OK. Apply. And close. So now we have the contours, and I'm ready to begin animating. I will select File, Export Image, or I can just click on the Export Image button. So the next thing to do is to go to the Animation pane and to select the data sets that you want to be displayed. So I know it's starting with stress period 40. Let's make this a little wider. In fact, I'm going to maximize this and hide that. Go down to stress period 40. And it goes from stress period 40 to stress period 60. Okay, 40 to 60. So those are selected. I right click, select check selected. Let's open this up again. And now you see that those data sets are all selected here. This will be the first one, second one, third one. They're listed in the order in which they will be displayed. Now, if you get them out of order, just drag it to a new position. Of course, I don't want that in that first, so I'll move it back to second. You can choose to either color the grid or contour the grid. Whichever one you did here will be selected by default. And you can either click Preview or Save. If you click Preview, the animation it will run the animation in this window. If you save it, it will also run the animation in the window, but for each step it will save a bitmap file to your hard drive. And if you decide that something's gone wrong, you don't want to keep on doing this, you press stop and it will stop animating. So I'm going to click Save, and it will prompt me to save a file. Now I'm going to make a movie, it's better to use a bitmap file. So I'm going to call this My Bitmap, and it will use that as the basis for all the different bitmaps it saves. It saves a series of bitmaps that you can then turn into a movie. So I'll press Save. Oh, well, before I do that, though, there's a few other things I want to do. First of all, I want to put some text on here. I'm going to click here. I want to put in the elapsed time, stress period, and time step. So elapsed time equals, and then %, ET. Press Control Enter to make a new line. Stress period equals %SP time step equal %TS. Click enter, and now it shows you the elapsed time, stress period, and the time step. The elapsed time is measured from the end of the steady state stress period at the beginning of the model. If you don't have a steady state stress period at the beginning of the model, then it's just measured from the beginning of the model. This particular model only has one time step per stress period, so this number will always be 1. But if you did have multiple time steps, the number would change. So now I'm ready to start. So let's click Save. I'm going to save it as a bitmap file and name it My Bitmap. And then we'll press Save, and it will start. So the first thing it's doing is it's calculating the what the contour should be for the next stress period, which is stress period 41. It's working on that. Okay, so now we've gotten to stress period 41. You'll see that that's shown there. The elapsed time is 40, still time step of 1. So it's automatically updating those. Now you might be wondering, where does it get that information? When you import your model results, that information is imported and included in a comment associated with the dataset. So that information is right there, and this text field is extracting that information from the comment each time it changes the dataset that's being displayed. This is going to continue to run. You may notice, well, you may not notice actually, that as it's running, the contours are changing. Oops, there we go. Let's try getting this over somewhere else. Okay, let's see, yeah, there. You see a big jump in the contours. We have a new contour coming in here, 206.5. Well, this is actually going to take a while, so I'm going to pause. And when it's gotten done doing all of the bitmaps, I'll show you how to go ahead and combine those into a movie. Okay, now I'm back. It's finished creating all the bitmaps. We've gotten to stress period 60. I'm going to close this. I'll click No. And here we are. I'm going to minimize that and go to program Movie Maker. If you have Windows XP, I think it's Service Pack 2, maybe Service Pack 3 or above, you know, Windows Vistas, Windows 7, both those would have it. Movie Maker will be on your computer, probably in this location, see Program Files Movie Maker. I haven't seen a shortcut for it on the Start menu, I'm not sure why. But at any rate, you can just start it here. So here's Movie Maker. Now I'm going to go to the directory where I saved the bitmaps. Here are all the bitmaps. So I'm just going to select all of those. And I will drag them into Movie Maker. Now, the next thing, or almost the next thing to do, is to drag them all down onto this storyboard or video frame. I'm not sure what you call it, but anyway, you drag it down into here. But before doing that, I want to change one of the options, and that is how long to show each frame or each of these pictures. And by default, it's 5 seconds. I'm going to change it to 0.5. Well, I tried typing it, and that didn't work, but I can do it this way. Okay, 0.5, and click OK. I think all of these are already selected, but let's... Okay, now they're all selected, right? Now drag them down here. Now we'll start doing it. This is going to take a little bit, so I'm going to pause again. Well, it didn't take nearly as long as I thought it was going to. At any rate, now I'm ready to save the video onto my computer. Click Save to my computer. And let's see, what do I want to call it? How about My Movie? Next. And I'll choose that. Not sure what. Okay, display size will be 640 times 480. I click Next, and now it'll start saving the movie, which is not taking nearly as long as I thought it was going to. Now, play the movie when I click Finish, so I'll click Finish. And now I should open it up and start playing it. Before we begin, let me briefly describe the situation. There's a river running from one end of the model to the other. There's constant head boundaries at either end, and there's a flow in from the higher ground on either side. The river will rise in head and then fall again during the course of the simulation. Right now, the water is directed into the stream. You'll see that that changes during the course of the simulation. Here we go. The heads are starting to get higher. The water is now coming out of the stream here. Now the heads are decreasing again back to nearly where it was to begin with. I'd like to thank David Nash for providing the model used in this video.